Hello guys, and welcome back. When I purchased that Milani Gilded Desires palette, I also bought a couple of other things from Ulta. And I haven't mentioned this in any of my videos or anything, but I have been on the hunt for a more light to medium coverage foundation that can still stand up to, the summer heat here in Texas, but it's also good for travel. Like lightweight, travel friendly, long wear makeup just doesn't really exist. But I did notice that Ulta had the new Revlon, I guess I would call it like a prestige luxury brand. The new Revlon luxury brand called Flesh. I don't know about you, but personally, I think just saying Flesh is kind of, I don't know, it just feels a little too intimate to be saying that on camera, but that's the name of the brand. And it launched, I think it's exclusively at Ulta. I'll have to check. It looks like it's exclusively at Ulta. Again, I could be wrong. And they released the Firm Flesh Thick Stick Foundation. Now, if I just thought saying flesh was weird, that was a mouthful. Generally, I don't like stick foundations, but it's been a long time since I've tried one, and I thought I would give it a shot. This stick foundation comes in 40 shades, but to me personally, I thought it was really difficult to pick one that actually suited me properly. Anyway, I decided to give it a try, and I was a little put off initially by the size of this stick because I got it in the mail and look at this. What? And this is just the packaging. Like, look at this compared to the Makeup Forever stick. It is almost twice the size as this one. So I just kind of feel like you're not getting a whole lot, and the stick is $18. So, I was kind of imagining it being about this size, so $18 seemed like a pretty decent deal to try something new. But now that I've seen the size of it, it's just, I don't know, it was a little disappointing. But, like I said, it does come in 40 shades, which is a pretty extensive shade range, so good job there. And if this will ever scroll, this Ulta website is so poop on the phone. The product description says the Firm Flesh Thick Stick Foundation is a super portable, multi-purpose foundation stick in shades that deliver a creamy, buildable payoff. Thick Stick is face makeup that lets you cover, conceal, contour, and highlight on your own terms. Best of all, it's formulated to look like your skin. The benefits of this foundation are medium coverage with a luminous, lightly dewy finish, not chalky. True color clarity in shades carefully created for every skin tone. Added pigment intensifier to prevent ashy finish in dark shades. I think that sounds like a winner there. Creamy and blendable formula formulated without parabens or talc and fragrance free. Now, I did purchase this before there were really any reviews on this foundation, and now there's 23 reviews on the Ulta website, and it's got an average of 3 stars, and 40% of respondents would recommend this to a friend. So maybe I should have waited to get it. But, if it does what it says it does, this is something that, this is pretty much exactly what I was looking for. It doesn't give you really any way to choose your shade, so you just kind of have to guess. So I picked the second shade. It's called Milk. It's shade 02, and it has very pale pink undertones, so that one sounded most like me. This is what the stick looks like. Like I said, I just feel like it's a little disappointing because, compare the sizes, but if the product is great, then I'll forgive it for that. And this is the shade that I got. This is called Milk, and I'm hoping this is my shade. It looked really dark online, and the lightest one said it was almost bright white with blue undertones, and I was like, no, that's not me. Most of the reviews on there say that a brush for this is best, so we're going to go ahead and give this a try with a brush first and see how I like it, and if it sucks, then we can move on to a sponge. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and give this a shot with my Sigma Round Kabuki in F82. I really like this brush for foundation. If I have to apply it with a brush. It says on the packaging here to scribble it on directly and blend with finger, sponge, or brush. So I'm going to do just that. Let's scribble away. Alright, let's give this a shot. I also thought today would be a good foundation day because I basically have a new planet growing on my chin, and if this can cover that, then I think we're in business. So let's see how this does. I definitely see why the people in the comments were recommending that you use a brush with this instead of a sponge, because it's kind of thick in a way that a sponge can't handle that well. Like, it definitely needs more help blending, like in a way like I said, I don't think a sponge can do. Didn't do that well on this planet down here, but we can always try another layer. And I thought it was going to be way too light just because I wasn't expecting this shade, which looks really quite dark in the tube, to come out so light on my skin. But I really don't mind this so far, and I have to tell you, I really do not like this stick. Like, this just didn't do squat for me. So many people swear by this Makeup Forever stick foundation, and I wish I could. It just pretty much broke up immediately on my skin. Couldn't even last till lunch at work, and it was so fail for me. But honestly, this one's looking pretty good so far, and it's a little tacky, but I don't know, I'm kind of feeling this. Let me go ahead and we'll do the rest of my face, and then maybe we'll try to build it in some of the areas where I need more coverage, and we'll see how it does. Alright, now that I have it on my entire face, I do think it looks a bit light, especially on camera. It doesn't really look so bad in person, but I think the lights and everything with my camera make it look quite a bit lighter than it actually is. But it's the only shade I've got, so we're going to keep going. So the only places I feel like I need a little more coverage are obviously right here, and then maybe kind of around my eyes or under my eyes. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to just go in with a smidge more and see how this builds up. Honestly, the buildability is really not bad. I thought it did really well under my eyes. It doesn't look cakey. It doesn't look like, it doesn't disturb any of the product underneath. It didn't really do that well on this blemish here, but I was kind of expecting that. I mean, anything that large is probably not going to get covered that well. As I mentioned earlier, I do think the color is still slightly off, but not so much that I don't think that, we can't fix it with a little bit of bronzer, So I'm going to go ahead and put on the rest of my makeup, see how it does on top of this, and I'll be right back with you guys. Alright guys, I put on a little bit of makeup. I only used products that I know how they perform. I wear them all the time, and I didn't try anything else new. The only new thing that I've tried today is this foundation. So, how does it work? Well, for one, no matter how hard I tried, I could not get rid of all of the discoloration here entirely. It doesn't look terrible, but I'm a little disappointed that it didn't cover that better. I did have kind of a problem putting on my Colourpop shadow. For some reason, it just didn't really like the foundation and trying to blend over it. I don't know. There's something about it. They didn't mix that well. And for some reason, it's really emphasizing a bunch of dryness around my nose, and I didn't even know I had any there. But other than that, those are, in the grand scheme of foundation problems, those are pretty trivial things, and you know, for a stick foundation, I'm actually pretty impressed. I'm surprised that this only has 3 stars right now on Ulta. The shades that you see online really don't match, you know, what this actually looks like in the tube. It basically looks like it goes from bright white to like light medium, just like from shade 1 to 2, when really they could have, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? They could have done a better job, basically, at displaying the colors online because they're really not true to shade. But for me personally, and this is someone who has very oily skin, and you know, I have not enjoyed the best of the best stick foundations. I actually really like this. It dries down really matte, it sets really well, almost everything blended really nicely on top of it. I'm kind of wondering if it's just because everything else I did was powder. You know, maybe it's just the creamy formulas that don't work that well on top of this, but for the most part, you know, the things I don't like about it are very trivial and things that I can kind of fix. It's nothing that's really nothing major that I don't like about it. We are going on a trip for a couple of days in about a week and a half from the point that I'm filming this. So this may actually be coming with me because I think, you know, it's very handy for travel. I do still kind of feel like this is really, really tiny. But other than that, you don't actually need a lot of products to get decent coverage. And it does say it's medium. It doesn't say full. So if you're expecting full coverage, you might be using more product than you think. But for light to medium, you don't have to use much at all, so I can see this lasting quite a while. I hate to sound like really narcissistic, but I can't stop looking in the monitor because I love how this looks on camera. It looks so good. I will try to wear this to work the rest of the week and kind of see how I feel about it with a longer wear test and how it holds up throughout the day. So just like the Colourpop foundation, I'll keep you guys posted in the comments below. I'll try to pin mine down below so you guys can see how I feel about it, you know, with longer wear. But right now, I do like it. And if you guys like it, and if you guys like these videos, don't forget to give them a big thumbs up and hit that subscribe button either down below or right up here in the corner before you leave. And if there's anything else that you want to see, please let me know in the comments below. Or I do have all of my social media linked on the front page of my YouTube if you want to contact me there instead. I hope you guys are having an awesome weekend, and I will catch you all in my next video. Bye guys!